Oh, then I look to the right, and then I look to the right. Okay, both opting for Ignite Barrier, both playing Jace. Oh Christ, what is going to happen? What is going to happen in this game? Gensec versus Gensec, friend versus friend, Jace versus Jace. Woo! This is going to be very interesting. If I think back, I'll double check this, but I do believe this is the first double matchup we've seen all tournament. I don't think we've seen anyone, apart from the 2v2, but obviously that's not two. They've both chosen the exact same champion. One of them on either side has chosen the exact same champion. But I don't think so far in this tournament we've seen two players. No, because I would have noticed through going through typing up the data. So Jace versus Jace. I believe they both own the Debonair Jace skin. I hope one of them chooses not to use it, because then it'll be easier to follow. So let's have a look at the one thing that does make a difference to both of them at the start, and that's the masteries. Dan there opting for his AD carry page. We see the lifesteal has returned. Obviously he knows from that last game that it was a real problem for him sustaining up, and the extra magic resist from the flat magic resist glyphs. Lifesteal attack damage. And from the masteries, his AD tank. Now that's very interesting to see. Opting for the 921 build, taking the extra point there in critical strike damage. Interesting choice to put that in there, and taking the damage, reducing the damage from turrets. So is he going to be playing this a little bit more defensively? That's very interesting, but we haven't got much time, so quickly let's have a look at Theo's runes and masteries. He's back to his he's back to his original mastery page as well, the same original rune page as well, the same rune page that he took in the first game. Attack damage in the marks, attack damage in the quintessences, armor and magic resist per level glyphs. Masteries 2190. He's again back to the same page that he used in his first game. So a very offensive build and a very defensive build. Very two different Jaces going into this game. This is going to be really interesting to see how this goes. Let's have a look at some comments while we wait for the game to load in. Seiles Joe, dat Jace Fest, double chin across the sky. Oh yeah, we're all excited for the double Jace. And Jade here, strapping jaws ahoy. Strapping jaws ahoy indeed. Let's have a look and see if they've both opted to use the Debonair Jace skin to make my life even more difficult. That's Dan there with the Debonair Jace skin. Come on, Theo. Come on. There we go, yes. Both of them opted to use the exact same skin on Jace. I can't imagine what is going through both of their heads right now. Well, obviously, alright, what was going through their heads 3 minutes ago, as we are 3 minutes behind. But this is certainly going to be a very, very interesting game. And thank you all for joining in viewing this game. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I think I'm probably going to. Just waiting on Theo to finish loading in. Well, Theo to finish loading in 3 minutes ago. Here we go. Straight in. Neither of them bought any items. Dan there saying, we always knew there was only one way to settle this. It was bound to happen. Both of these players use Jace an awful lot. It is, I would assume by now it's probably both of their favourite top laners. So Dan straight away picking up that Doran's Blade. Interestingly here, Theo has opted for Boots Pots. That's presumably that's Boots 3 health pots, 1 mana pot, which is an interesting change considering that we've already looked at their runes and masteries. We know that Dan has gone for a more defensive build but has then gone offensive with the Doran's Blade, whereas Theo has gone for a much more offensive use of Master of the Page, and then kind of going a bit more defensive with the items, trying to level it up. I'll just tell you what Theo's saying now. May the better Jace win, and regardless of the outcome, Nick. Dan's saying Nick is still a scrub. Thanks for that, Dan. Oh, apparently I'm still a scrub.
Minions have spawned.
Let's. This is going to be something else. Here's what Theo said. I, Theo Kunetz, hereby forfeit my spot in the 1v1 tournament to Dan Seiles, for I will not be able to play any further. Let's proceed. That's, for clarity's sake there, that's Theo saying it doesn't matter what happens in this game, he's going to be out of the tournament. Presumably he just doesn't either want to continue, or he doesn't want to, or he hasn't got the time. So presumably that means Dan automatically wins, regardless of what happens here. Theo hasn't mentioned this to me. I don't know why. Oh, anyway, enough of that. Let's actually talk about the game. So both of them putting down a few auto attacks. Both of them already dropping to half health. Theo is going to sustain that straight back up with his health pots. Dan having to opt to use that Doran's Blade. Both of them landing those Qs. We can see that I don't know which is which down on the left. Dan has opted for the Q and the W first, and they're going to go on a bit of an offensive once again, both using their Ws to get off the extra attacks. Both of them opting for Q then W, so neither of them have got their E yet to make their Qs more powerful. That's Dan leveling up first. And Theo does have a slight CS advantage going into the first 3 minutes of the game. That's another attack. We're just going to get. Is this going to be it? They're just going to go straight in there. There goes two Baps. Both of them doing pretty much exactly the same thing. But the Ignite gets the kill, and Dan Seiles. My apologies. Dan Seiles in straight away. A small fight right away. Let's just watch that again. That happened so fast I wasn't able to keep on top of it. I was just watching, quite stunned. Again, there's not much skill. They just both stand there, bap at each other. They both do the exact same things. Both barriers, both ignites go down, but in the end of it, it's Dan that comes out on top. Jesus Christ, that ended so quickly. Well, Theo did say he was going to drop out of this tournament anyway, but Dan has proved that he can put himself through to the next round. Theo is eliminated from this tournament. Dan Seiles goes through to the next round. Thank you so much for watching. That was a bit anticlimactic in the end. It all happened so quickly. That was just fun. That was very fun to watch. Thank you very much for watching the stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. And as usual, I will see you next time. Just wow.